and welcome to the fourth edition of BereaOnline Live. I am very honored to have special guests, a phrase that I think we coined on BereaOnline, actually, the magnificent Maggie Kriebel. And I had somebody write in and say, well, what's so magnificent? I said, well, you just need to go to a city council meeting. You can't fake that much energy. She is absolutely full of energy, and she lights up the room, and I am so glad to have you on here. Now, I had not seen you in action until the skate park opened, and you have a rapport with the youth that is outstanding.
Thank you.
The way that they listen to you and focus, I was very, very, very impressed. But what I brought you on the show for this week is to talk about the many, many opportunities you have to use the facilities here in Berea for the park system, and what it is you're working toward with the park system, and the work that you have accomplished in events. So we'll start off with facilities. We have, three, you said, park facilities that you define as separate?
We do, and we actually, in total, we maintain probably about 80 acres of property. A lot of people don't know that. As far as, I guess, specified park lands, we own the Berea City Park, which is located directly behind Berea Community School, Memorial Park, which is on Jefferson Street, and then we also have the new Berea City Park expansion, which is located directly behind the Russell Acton Folk Center.
So either side of Jefferson Street, basically.
Right,
okay.
Pretty much.
And the park expansion, we'll start with this since it's the newest. It has, 3 or 4 different facilities in just the expansion, right?
We do. We have a fully functioning concession area with bathrooms. We have a youth league football field, and then a regulation-sized lighted soccer field. We also have, of course, the skate park, and then a handicap-accessible playground.
And all this with ample parking right at the end of North Broadway, correct?
Correct. We have 169 spots.
Yeah, so that's one thing I was really impressed when I came to the grand opening of the skate park was that, oh, wow, there's lots of parking. This is nice. And lights. Everything's well lit up there. The skate park, state of the art, right? I mean, even brought in from,
California.
Yeah,
Los
the
Angeles.
X Games, same company, right?
That's correct. We did decide to go with a company called Spawn Ranch out of Los Angeles, California. They were the original makers of the X Game elements.
Right, here's a picture.
And it's amazing. And, really that process was very unique. And I think part of the rapport came from really reaching out to the user group of that facility and saying, hey, what do you want? What would you enjoy having in this area? And essentially they picked everything that's there.
It was incredible. I was so impressed. And they brought the actual units in by crane and set them, right? So
That's
this isn't like they formed it here.
No, it was formed off-site, and then they did the day of the installation was very interesting because we had huge trucks coming with these big elements, and then the crane would pick them up and set them in, and then they were grouted in, which essentially, offers a very smooth and seamless transition for the user group.
Oh, yeah, they look fantastic. And you have a quarter pipe and a speed ramp. Mm-hmm. Then you've got the steps in the middle with the grinding rail.
Uh-huh. It's called a fun box.
Fun box, okay. And let's see, you've got the curb. Looks like a parking curb to grind on, I guess.
That's
and then
correct.
You have the next grinding rail, I guess, and what's the LA high wall?
The LA high wall has that texture.
I never was a skater, but my brother was, and he used to educate me. He said, I school you.
Oh, yeah. I've been schooled this year, for sure.
And then there was one other feature
It's called the taco bar, and it's kind of that rounded grind rail.
Okay.
And it's actually on the back side of one of our speed ramps.
Okay, all right. It was similar to that one they brought in for the festival. We just
Correct.
Saw it. Okay. Well, I was very impressed, and it seems like it's going to be a great park and in use a lot. Even late at night, I've noticed that you've got some college students coming down to use it. I guess so they don't want to be around the younger ones during the day.
Right.
But it seems like it's well lit. The police seem to be monitoring it very well. It's a safe place to be.
It is very safe. And, again, I just want to touch on the lighting and the fact that, we are, I guess, a 24-hour park system. And really that's to extend the ability to be used by all user groups, by all citizens. We have several factories in the area where people work second shift, so they can go use the basketball court after work. They can go for a walk or a run. So we try to be very accessible to our community.
And that's the one thing that we hadn't mentioned yet. You do have a nice basketball court there in the expansion. That's really nice. Pavilion, really, really nice as well. This just a really neat facility. Now, moving across the street to the Memorial Park. That is, of course, Berea's oldest park.
It is. And it's a 1 acre piece of property that was actually in the very beginning owned and maintained by the Berea Kiwanis. And then the city did take that facility over. And that 1 acre pocket park is probably our most heavily utilized because it's our non-athletic area. It's a place where people can go to read a book, have a picnic. We have 2 playgrounds. We have a large shelter that can be used for your reunions and birthday party showers. We have a small shelter that is also rentable. And then it's really just beautiful grounds. It's a lighted sidewalk that can take you from one place to the other. And it's a place where you see a lot of people do the more non-athletic activities that are recreational.
Well, and it's, of course, here I am stumbling over this, but it's, of course, the home of Spoonbread Festival now and the Guild Fairs. So, yeah, I'm sure it is the heavily used.
It is. I think it's the most popular and probably the best known.
Now, you directly across there, you have 2 facilities also that the city owns. One being, I think, the crowning jewel of our system. I love the Folk Center. I think that the Russell Acton Folk Center is so unique for us to have.
It is.
And I know they've been talking about the roof on it lately, but I know it'll be fixed, and it's just a great facility to use. We have moved our family reunions to that building because a lot of them are getting older and they like the air conditioning in August.
Of course, that's very important. And the Folk Center has such a rich and unique history because the Berea, that facility was also not owned by the city in the beginning. There were lots of volunteers from the Folk Circle Association who built that facility, who owned and maintained that facility. The city took it over in the early 1990s and refinished the floor. And now we use it primarily, I can say, that's our only indoor facility for the Parks Department. So we use it for a lot of our functions and programs. Fitness programs almost every night, programs for individuals with special needs. We do utilize it very heavily. But on the other hand, it is available for private use. So again, reunions, baby showers, weddings. We've had many weddings in that building.
I hadn't even thought about a wedding. Wow. Yeah.
Lots.
That's a nice setup. And you have that nice stage out the left side of it now.
Yes.
It goes to the sloping lawn. I mean, that's a perfect area.
It is. And, it comes in very handy for things like the International Festival, Spoonbread, because it becomes an area where people can congregate and watch a performance or participate in a performance. So it's very unique and very heavily used.
Now, the building directly behind that, the Intergenerational Center, is actually owned by the city but not operated by the city, right?
That's correct. That facility houses the Berea Head Start. So you've got the very young, and then you've got the Berea Senior Citizen Center on the other side. So it's intergenerational, and that you've got the youngest and the oldest together in the same facility.
Now, they do have rooms that can be utilized, though, because I remember I went to a chess club that was meeting there for a while, and there's some other event, a birthday party or something. So that was nice.
It is, and it is available for rental, and they do have things, programs in that building frequently. I know Weight Watchers meets there once a week, for example. So you've got a lot of community events happening in there as well.
Okay, and now the crowning jewel, our sports park, our main, we call the Berea City Park. golly, so many facilities, and keep adding to it and redoing, and it's just phenomenal. Of course, we were there for the 4th of July, a fantastic performance, by the way. And there's a pavilion there as well. But go ahead and talk about that one if you want.
There is. Yes, that's exactly right. The Berea City Park is actually Berea's 38-acre athletic complex is how we refer to it. It houses soccer fields for the youth league soccer. We have a 4-field baseball, softball complex, in addition to a t-ball field that is adjacent to soccer. We have 2 playgrounds, the Berea swimming pool, a pavilion directly behind that's available for rental for birthday parties and such. We have a 3/4-mile multi-use trail that also, with the park expansion, it funnels in so that now we're looking at probably about 2 miles of multi-use trail throughout our park system.
It's a nice walk. It is.
It's beautiful.
And then counting the bike trail that goes all the way to the Artisan Center,
you can get around town now without having to drive a car, and that's what I think puts Berea on the cutting edge.
It's a very, very nice, well thought out facility. I completely love it, and our pool is just wow. I mean, for a city our size, we have a phenomenal pool facility. It
is. I like to think so. We pride ourselves, obviously, on our maintenance of that facility and, of course, on the day-to-day operations. That facility, the main pool area is 375,000 gallons. So it contains 2 slides, one which is a 30-foot kind of curly Q slide that the kids have great fun with. And we also have a smaller slide that's enclosed. We have 2 diving boards. We have a 0 depth entry, so our facility is accessible to individuals of all physical ability levels, a raindrop, and then we also have the 11,000 gallon wading pool.
And a competitions size lane area.
That's
correct?
Right. We have 8 lap lanes.
Okay.
Which is quite big especially when you cater to your local sports teams. For example, the Berea Dolphins utilize our facility, and we're able to really accommodate. Our pool is a lot bigger than some of the others in the region. So,
well, it's definitely something to be proud of in the community. All right, now that we have all these facilities to use, what do we do with them? We have all kinds of leagues, you said.
We do.
And when this show releases, I think the soccer season, and we were just talking soccer's still signing up now, but by the time this releases, it'll be too late for soccer. But football
is actually getting ready to start, but they are still accepting signups for the Berea Youth League football and cheerleading. Okay. So, and that, of course, is our big fall sport. And then, as you mentioned, soccer, they do have a fall season. And I'm sure they have accepted some late signups a time or two.
Okay. And then moving into the next spring, of course, you have all the baseball, softball. And there's a summer series. Yeah, soccer. Yeah, okay.
We're busy. I mean, anytime you drive by the park, you will see cars and people because there's something for everyone and of all ages.
Well, you're right. It's a happening place. That's one reason I like to walk there because there's so much going on. The big event coming up after this show will be the October Halloween in the Park.
Halloween at the Park, yes. And of course, that's one of my favorite events. It's a very unique event in that it brings members of the community together to pull the event off and to provide children with a safe alternative to trick-or-treating. Basically, we enlist in the help of at least 40 of the businesses in our community, and they set up booths, and some of them get really creative. We have a best decorated booth contest. It really gets you in the spirit of Halloween. It's traditionally always been held on Halloween. However, this year the event will be held on Saturday, which is the 30th, and the event goes from 6 to 8, which is the city set trick-or-treat times. And children essentially get to trick or treat with the vendors. We have inflatables, pumpkin carving contests, kids games and prizes. So there's a whole lot going on there.
So Halloween fell on a Sunday this year. Then.
It
That's
did.
What I said. Okay.
Yes, it did.
I can understand that. I've been to it twice, and we've had a booth twice in the past. It's been a while, but it was really fun. It was.
It is a lot
and there's
of fun.
a lot of people that show up. I mean, wow.
That event typically brings in about 8,000 residents.
Yeah, don't show up with a little bit of candy if you're going to have a booth, because I'm telling you, you can run out real quick. Now, you just had an event that just passed, International Day of Play, and I wasn't sure what that was, but Rhonda McIntyre that works with BereaOnline, she actually went and took some pictures, and I think she got there at the end of it. But I noticed you had several booths represented from different countries, and what was this?
That's actually a partnership with the Madison County Health Department, and we came together, and the main, I guess, reason or what we were trying to achieve with that event is exposure for the children in our community to be able to experience a little bit of what other countries do, but our main focus was on fitness or physical activity again. And of course, as we look at the epidemic of childhood obesity and trying to keep kids active, Parks and Recreation professionals are always looking for new and exciting ways to draw kids in. So we expose them to countries like France, Egypt, let's see, we also did Brazil. We had 6 different countries, and the kids could go and not only get an educational opportunity, but they got to play a game that was associated with that country. So we did belly dancing for Egypt, and it was a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. And what was the participation on this?
We had about 125 people come out.
That's great.
It was
right in the middle of the day, too.
It was. We did it from 1 to 3. We were located right in front of the pool so that people could, come. It was a completely free event. People could just come and participate with us and then enjoy swimming for the rest of the day.
That is great. That's really, really fun. Of course, we had the grand opening for the skate park, and that was well attended.
It was.
A lot of things going on there. Good hot dogs, and
of course.
and Kyle had good music playing. It was a well thought out event. You've got some concerts coming up.
We do, and this series is probably one of my favorite programs that we do here in the city. This is our 3rd annual Arts Alive concert series, and that is actually a joint partnership between the Berea Parks Department and the Tourism Department. And every Friday night during the months of August and September, patrons can come to Memorial Park and enjoy a free performance. We start at 7 o'clock. We finish up about 8:30. And if it does rain, we just move right over to the Folk Center. So
Very
we've
nice
got
to have those facilities, isn't it?
It is. And that concert series, has been very well attended, and people really enjoy it. August is kind of our big bands, brass band series. For example, August 6th, our very first night, we're going to have a swing dance lesson starting at 6 o'clock, and then we have a swing band performing at 7 so that people can show off their dance skills. October 1st, so we've extended our concert series a little bit. We'll be up at the College Square with Robbie Bartlett out of Louisville, and she's very soulful, bluesy, really just brings the crowd out. They love her.
At the Triangle there, is that what you're talking
That's
about?
correct. That's the only time. Every concert is at Memorial Park, except during the Spoonbread Balloon Glow. We do a concert there, and this year it's a Jimmy Buffett's tribute band. So we're going to be decked out with our leis and our tropical gear and ready to just jam with a little bit of Jimmy Buffett tunes. And then the other concert that we move is going to be that October 1st concert with Robbie Bartlett. So
okay. And that, for those of you who are watching who do not know the Berea area, Boone Tavern Hotel. If you can find it, you've found where we're talking about. That's the best way to locate it. Mm-hmm. One more thing, you have that movie night, and I've never attended that, but I have several friends in my neighborhood who go to this thing religiously and say it's just fantastically fun.
It is a lot of fun. The program you're referring to is called Movies Under the Stars,
Yes.
and it's held at the Berea swimming pool. We always celebrate that program on the second Saturday of every month. So there's one in June, July, and August. And our upcoming feature will be held on August the 14th in conjunction with our Back to School Bash. Because we also, of course, every August like to get the kids pumped up and ready for school. So we do a great big celebration and then we show the movie. It is a free event. We close the pool at 6 o'clock on movie days. We reopen at 7:30. We have free swimming, music, games, all kinds of fun things until dark. We call everybody out of the pool and they get to enjoy the movie deck side.
Now, you're under the same type license for movies as I would say the public library is. You can't announce the titles until certain...
That's right, the day of the show. And patrons can call 623-5555 the day and find out what the movie is. And of course, yes, there are movie rights, and we actually outsource that operation so that they can take care of all the legalities.
And for anyone that complains about not being able to know what the movie is till the day of, don't complain. Just be grateful that we can get the rights to do that affordably, because it used to be that you couldn't do that. You had to pay absorbent amounts of royalty fees. Now, with the way this is set up, if you have that specific licensing, it makes it very affordable, and it's something you can pull off. So licensing is a big issue for me. But anyway. But I am so glad that you made it down here.
Thank you.
The Parks Department is definitely alive, and we will have you back as updates come along and new things are happening. Want to thank Maggie for being here with us, Director of, what do you call it now, the Parks and Recreation? Yeah, City of Berea Parks and Recreation. Are you the director? Is that what
I am the director.
Okay.
And I definitely want to encourage anyone who has any questions about our programs at any time to give us a call at 986-9402, or they can check us out on the web. Go to cityofberea.com, click on the Parks and Recreation link, and they can get a full listing of all the things we have going on year-round.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for being here. This has been our episode of BereaOnline Live. You can join us anytime, and we'll have a new episode in about 2 weeks.